What does Biafra mean?
It means freedom, liberty, fairness, equity, and justice.
In practical terms, these are very good sounding words, but in practical terms, what does Biafra mean?
Confederation.
So, a weak center,
Very weak.
very strong regions.
Absolutely.
Have you had a change of mind, therefore, about getting an independent Biafra? Because that's what I seem to be hearing.
No, I've not changed my mind, no. And independent Biafra means going back to the way we were before the white man came.
Okay, so you're not talking about a federation when you say a confederation. You're not talking about a federation as part of Nigeria. You're talking about total independence.
Absolute independence.
Complete independence. Now, is there anything that can happen that will make you change your mind about this particular direction?
No.
So it is either Biafra or nothing
Or
else?
death, yes.
Or death?
That's good.
If push comes to shove,
Yes.
will you go to war?
I can tell you very clearly, it's a welcome development for 85 million Biafrans all over the world who are bent on hearing their own news and hearing their own diplomatic moves, hearing their own negotiations, hearing their own treaties, establishing diplomatic relations, and know how a Biafra government is going to be factored. And the thing is that a lot of people did not believe that what happened in Finland was just ordinary. They never knew it was not an ordinary thing, and the Biafran government and the IPOB are establishing their presence in all the continents in the world, and the quickest way to get to reach the people, because of the Biafrans who are scattered all over the world, is to establish this radio Biafra. Even though if there's going to be an election, it's still going to be okay. If there's not going to be an election, it's still going to be okay, because it's a proper takeoff, digital takeoff, communication takeoff, diplomatic takeoff, sanitization takeoff for 85 million Biafrans all over the world. It has been established, launched, approved by relevant authorities in that regard, with Ngozi Rabeze and some other people, spearheading it. And someone seems to have been very, happy, joy, tears, knowing fully well that his subjects have taken up the matter of Biafra, the Biafran Charter, and the Biafran recognition campaign to the more global world. In 3 continents of the universe, it's not a joke, Africa included, and it's going to bring about Africanism too. It's going to, from what we are hearing, someone from one of the countries has already said to meet Ibrahim Traore to move further in recognition of Ambazonia and Biafra together in that regard, and for support of the Radio Biafra. Radio Biafra was somehow went down in the past, and they felt that it was as relevant as recognition of Biafra the Biafran government is seeking all over the world. And by this way, we keep on sanitizing, getting to communicate and recommunicate to Biafrans both home and abroad, especially our brothers in the South. Very important, and also a medium of translation of the languages among African nations, among continents. If you are in China, you're going to be hearing Radio Biafra in China. If you're from Swahili, South Africa, Zulu, you are going to be hearing Biafran, language. In Hausa too, there's going to be hearing Biafran radio everywhere. So I think the people who thought this have deepened the Biafran solidarity and recognition all over the world.
Okay, but we see what happened, during when Nnamdi Kanu wanted to bring radio transmitter, down to Nigeria here, even recently at the court, there's some to show how to go to, the DSS facility or office where Nnamdi Kanu is presently in, where they went to cross-check, the radio transmitter Nnamdi Kanu brought in, but do you not think that the Fulanis, they know that as long as this radio transmitter is as long as they know that Radio Biafra is functioning, they know that this will bring more awareness for the liberation of Africa and Biafra.
Yeah, in the end, as much as they have taken it upon them, they are the only one that will go there to report in Aso Rock, that the Biafra is back, radio is back on air. They thought that it was something they are just going to, turn down after they kidnapped Mazen Kano illegally and other things they are playing with Nigeria. But they didn't know that, we don't know, they don't know the satellite that Biafra radio is operating on now. Whether the Biafran government has launched their satellite in the air, whether they are in partnership with satellite manufacturing companies or corporations around the world. They don't know. Nobody knows where this one is coming from. But the fact is that, people are receiving frequency on their channels and they are listening, because it is time for us to continue to, build on our own consciousness, build on our own tradition and culture, talk about how we intend to kickstart the incoming government, and of course the several trillions of dollars that has already been put in place to start off a typical Biafra at the end of the day. So these things has gradually taken shape, so that immediately we get relevant powerful world leaders to adopt and support and recognize, then we'll have a proper takeoff, and that's why we are saying these things are being established in exile. And that's what they say a Biafran government is. It is not a joke, it is a reality.
Okay, but we saw a Biafran, a very passionate Biafra, was so passionate. They said he's ready to drop 500 million for election to hold there in the southern part of Nigeria. He said he will make sure he do his part by donating 500 million, to the people of the Biafran. But a lot of people have advised him. They said, why is he not, investing this money in Biafra radio? Since just for the propagation of the gospel of Biafran, to reach other more continents, just like aside the three that has gotten to, that let him invest this money. Even we've seen even other people advise him to invest the money on security down in the southeast, because the Fulani continue to kill. Do you think that he should really put out this money, for the Biafra radio or for the security, purpose?
It's an extremist, a Biafran extremist. There's nothing wrong with that, about showing extremely that you are a Biafranist. That is okay. But yes, support for election. 500 million. Well, that's how zealous, how curious, how overwhelmed to see the most popular Jewish black nation take place, physically recognized by world leaders. And I appreciate his intentions attached to that 500 million. It's a welcome development, but we have to most times tell ourselves the reality on ground and the truth. And what is the truth? Currently now, we are taking things phase by phase, taking step one after another in reality. And you see, we have so many Biafrans outside the world, Nigeria space, after the outside Biafran territories. Currently now, most of them are scattered all over the world. There are people too who are seeking avenue of which they can get more information. These are people that either through slave trade, or the Red Cross moved them out during the war, and a lot of means whereby they escaped genocide and war. So those people are looking for a means where they can be getting relevant information, so that we will able to have a one more controlled consciousness. So you can see the positive angle of where if such money is being channeled to project the radio the more, or project the issue of Fulani killing people in the eastern part of the country, and also among other things, establish more resistance movement against the jihadist occupations trying to invade the Biafran land at the end of the day. But let me tell you, add one few things to that direction. There are so many Igbo origin, Igbo slaves, or Igbo generations that are outside there in different parts of the world. I can tell you about Rihanna. I can tell you about Lil Wayne. I can tell you about Lady Cardi B. You know, so many of them like that, thousands of them, you know, all over there. Now look at what happened to Falcons, you know, Super Falcons. You know, these are the people. Maybe they don't really understand what we are talking about when we mention that there should be a liberation of this particular tribe and race that has been subjected to nothing, and still they still carry the illumination of Africa all over the place. You can see what transpired there. At every point in time, you see the Igbo blood, you see the Igbo bloodline, you see the Biafran bloodline, you know, rising to the occasion to transform the image of this country, you know, to send a particular signal, you know, in all ramifications, socially and other. But what you can see when it comes to anything that has to do with politics, they will tell you that this one is no go area, they are not entitled, they are not this, they are not that. But when they come to reality, you know, they rise to the occasion. So, and these people from from the background check, we have discovered, you know, they are Biafrans, whether man or woman. You know, not only in the football industry, also in the social industry, also in the IT industry. There is so many, all scattered all over the place. This Radio Biafra now is going to serve as a major tool of, you know, rebuilding and regaining our consciousness of who we are and what we stand for as the first Jewish black nation in the world, tribe. And that's what we are talking about, Biafra. And this are the only way we can send signals and then invite comrades, invite ambassadors, invite, you know, people to speak on that radio, and so that more sanitization and more understanding of what we intend doing about Biafra will come, especially those our neighboring brothers from the Ejo, Ishekiri, and Urobo, and of course the Middle Belt in Benue and the rest of them.
My name is Nnamdi. The reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy, we are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government through the High Commissioner that what is happening in the country is unacceptable and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent disintegration of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done, and the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in where they're going. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can cower people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace, we are asking for people to get together, we are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the Council Committee for peace. But one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country at heart acts now and immediately.
The digital economy, renewable energy, these are areas that we can benefit substantially from the experience of Finland. Thank you. Thank you.
As ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary of Finland to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thereafter, she will introduce members of the staff.
Mr. President, it is my honor and privilege to present to you the letter of recall of my predecessor, Ms. Leena Pylväläinen. Mr. President, it is also my honor and privilege to present to you the letter of my credence, accrediting me as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary
over false information and allegation against ammunition peddled by Samonepa. Bianca is in far away now answering questions about allegation that Samonepa was involved in armed smuggling back to Nigeria. Pastor, how can you react to this, sir?
My beloved brother, Bianca have never even seen the beginning of her shame. Her shame is still waiting for her, and she will still dance that dance of shame. You understand?
Her shame is waiting for her.
Yes, this one is just the preamble. It's just the beginning of what shall befall her. Because you cannot see the truth and turn it upside down and expect that truth not to speak tomorrow. You know, there is something that my elder brother advised me in the ministry. That was many years ago. He said, make sure that when people speak about you or accuse you of something, make sure that that thing which they said, that you do not do it. So that those that are accusing, time will come when the truth will come out, they will bow their head with shame. That is what is playing against Bianca Ojukwu currently now.
But sir, what led her to this? Like what led her to the extent of giving her false information that Samonepa is involved in armed smuggling, and that Samonepa sells ammunition to the world, and Samonepa sent ammunition to Southeast just to destroy the Southeast.
You know, there are two things and two people, two persons I say they can never fight for freedom and get freedom. Number one, I say the poor people. Number two, I say the greedy people. Bianca was one of the people who play in the side of greediness. Not that she doesn't have money.
So how do you mean greediness, sir?
Bianca is greed. Okay. You understand? You should understand. She never gets satisfied. Okay. You understand? And at the same time, she doesn't see truth in the eyes of the truth, and she doesn't see the light at the end of tunnel. That is why you see she accepted the offer or the appointment that the current president offered to her. You know, because
the condition.
Yes.
And what is the condition?
They gave her the appointment and gave her a condition of they want to use her as a tool, you know, to cover the excesses of Samonepa in regard to Biafra, you know, announcement and promotion and escalation in the whole world. You understand me? So, and they believe that somebody that can do it, that the world may likely listen to, was going to be no other person than Bianca Ojukwu. And remember that her late husband was the one who started this from the onset that led to the war in 1967. Then, are you getting it? Of which it was on that same platform and that same ideology that people like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Samonepa standing today. You understand? So the Nigeria believe that somebody of such caliber from that kind of family, you know, the world will listen to whatsoever she have to tell them. You see why they gave her that appointment which Nigeria has given to her, and stupidly and foolishly to her, she began to dance the music that she cannot be able to finish.
But sir, she claimed her husband has stopped to give her instruction to put an end to the struggle.
And what did I start with it? And that was what I told you now. I said it, that she was used as an element, as an instrument, because they believe that once she speaks, the people of the world will listen to her based on the fact that her husband, her late husband, was the one. So definitely people will listen to her. But she started the music, dancing on the music which she cannot finish the dancing. You understand? So all these things are the game plan of Nigeria which she collided, and that is why they are pushing her and they are using her. You see her bragging and boasting and doing like this. You know, remember in the court that they say that that they are going to bring somebody that have a relation that related to Samonepa in the southeast, you know, to verify the allegation leveled against Samonepa. Who are the people that they were talking to? People like Bianca Ojukwu, people like Pitamba, of which, yes, of which at the end of the day, they were scared of their life. Yes, they know that in the southeast, once you show yourself face in this, time will come, like I used to say, time will come, all these people that will go on their knees. But at that time, people like us will not forgive them. See, they are playing a dangerous game because they have children. they should remember their generation. Yes, every game they play now will speak tomorrow when Biafra finally come, because we will use it against them. And I know one day Bianco Juku children will come up and say they won't be governor, they won't be local government chairman, they want to become a president of Biafra. That time we will remind them what their mama do.
But Pastor, what has changed? What has changed from when Bianca became Minister of State for Foreign Affairs? And then that Samonepa is the faraway Fulani, is behind bars. What has changed in Southeast?
No changes, my brother. It baffles me that you leave the truth and decided to embrace lie. If Simon Ekman is actually or was actually the brain behind of the killings in the Southeast, I think by now those killings would have stopped.
The killings would have stopped.
Yes, but
you're not 100% sure of this.
I'm 100% sure. Okay. If he was the one responsible, he should have stopped. But since he did not stop, that means he was not the one responsible. It was forcefully accused and leveled against him.
So was it?
So Bianco Ojukwu should equally, now I'm expecting her the same way she wrote a petition against her own brother. Let her write a petition too against the Fulanis and against Nigeria and against the Nigerian politicians that have been carrying out this evil. See, was Simon Ekman there when over 200 in Benue was killed and roasted? No. Now, was Simon Ekman in Samfara when over 100 was killed last week?
No.
Was Simon Ekman over there in the Amufu in Enugu State where a whole village was ransacked? No. Was Simon Ekman there? No. Was Simon Ekman there where in Ebonyi State Ishiri where people on Sunday was ransacked and killed, which they used plantain to cover their dead body, and people's phone was seized by the Fulani Nigerian military so that they will not cover it. Those that covered it from afar. Was Simon Ekman there? No. If you check all these things, what about the killings in Ondo, the killings in a Plateau, the killings in Kogi, the killings in Tobi? Tell me, was Simon Ekman there? No. So it is the time for Bianca to write petition. And if Bianca refused and failed to write petition, definitely she have not started falling into mud. She will enter a mud that she will not be able to come outside.
So, Pastor, now Peter Mba has said it will be so dishonor. It will be a dishonor to allow Simon Ekman to go. Just like all this concrete evidence they presented, it will be dishonor. And then Southeast might not have rest anymore. Now he says Southeast is currently enjoying rest. Now that Simon Ekman is off the radar, that please no amount should you allow Ekman go.
Now listen to me. Peter Mbada said no amount that should allow Simon Ekman to go, and at the same time that Southeast is enjoying peace. Please, I want to ask, what kind of peace is the Southeast enjoying? The kind of killing that took place in Osun, in Anambra, Alpha. I'm talking of last week. The one that happened in Imo State, the killing that took place in Imo State, is that peace? The one that took place in this thing in Enugu State. No, I want to ask, how are they enjoying? What is peace? What do you understand by the word of peace? 2 weeks ago in Abia State, about 8 of Igbos was killed. 8 Igbos? Yes, was killed. Is that peace? See, let me tell you, Nigeria have been living with a bunch of liars as leaders.
Bunch of liars.
And that is why Nigeria no go better.
Are you laying cause on
that? It is not a cause, but it's the true fact.
Okay.
When the elders are not speaking the truth, what do you expect? A place where the elders are not speaking truth, what do you expect that place to look like? You understand? When the truth are not being said, neither does it being practiced or followed, then how do you expect the land to be? So definitely the land will be flowing with the milk of crisis, milk of lying, milk of nonsense. You understand? So far so good. You agree with me that these people, even Bianca of Eten and the likeness and the alliance of Bianca that have been allying with Nigeria will fail.
We feel.
I am standing gidigbam. Gidigbam. Nobody is talking about the agreement and how Nigeria become a country from amalgamation to fake independence to today present Nigeria. They put it under the carpet because nobody have risen up to challenge them. Nobody have risen up to question the existence of Nigeria. Until now, that thing they are avoiding to discuss, that particular existence of Nigeria or continuation of Nigeria, they have been avoiding to discuss, will be forced to discuss the continued existence of Nigeria as a country. They are not discussing it. What was the agreement of 1914? What was the agreement thereafter? Independent. What happened for after the 100 years of Nigeria? Nobody is discussing it. Our own British mandate terminated in 2014. That was when the British mandate terminated. When they say you have 100 years, after that we decide.
You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.
The problem of Nigeria is not gun and bullet. It's spiritual. It's spiritual. You can't fight an ideology with gun and bullet. Let me explain this. Sit down before we pray. I'm worried. Some people want to fight an ideology. How do you fight an ideology? An ideology is like a spirit. You can't fight an ideology. You can't use gun and bullet to stop an ideology. The way to deal with an ideology, you engage it with wisdom. The only bullet that can kill an ideology is the bullet of knowledge. Wisdom. Wisdom. The only way to deal with the ideology is to go back to the founder of the ideology and reprogram the ideology and stand at the central processing unit of the ideology and make sure it is rightfully corrected. Look at, if you remove the leader, have you removed the ideology? There are more crazy Nnamdi Kanu that will come up after Nnamdi. They are just hiding under him. The only way to kill this is not by gun and bullet. It's by engaging with proper dialogue, with knowledge and wisdom. This cry we are hearing here is not a cry of children, it's a cry of adults. The only way, I am not an advocate that Nigeria should separate, God forbid. No. But I'm saying the best way to handle this, listen to the cry of the children. Sit down. Everything is not gun and bullet. When you take the leader away, okay, take the leader away. The next, how many people are on the street? Do you know how many spirit of Biafra have entered people? Do you know how many? Do you know how many millions are carrying the spirit of Biafra around? So if you kill the leader or you take the leader away, can you take the spirit from everybody? Ojukwu is not here, but Biafra is alive. It's an ideology. The man who started it has left. Before he left, he kept quiet and lived peacefully and left. But the generation that have come have picked it up. And it's even worse than his own now. And they are engaging it with an idea, with knowledge. So the best way to deal with this is not gun and bullet. It's not gun and bullet. When the revolution want to start, the revolutionists, the first thing they will do, they will pass the idea and impregnate their followers. The only way to stop it is to stop them before they impregnate their followers. But if the followers are impregnated, that's all. All of them are carrying pregnancy. They will soon deliver to other children. If you have 2 million Biafra, you already have 4 million Biafra. Because they are selling the ideology. And now, I don't have a problem But my own concern is that you don't take woman's life. The best way to do that, you engage them in their ideology. If you feel the ideology is not correct, you dialogue. You sit down with them. If dignifying them will make them feel important, then do that. We can't be killing people and we are getting excited. No. Boko Haram is a terrorist group. Have you stopped them from killing? Are they not still killing? They're still killing. Did it start as a peaceful group? Yes. Were the ideology crazy? Yes. How do you engage it? Engage the leaders. And you see, some of these things are very spiritual. They are very spiritual. Very spiritual. See, something that can die within 15 days, it can stay there for 15 years. Because the way leaders are handling it. The issue of Biafra is so simple. You are agitating? Is this what you want? Then comfort. Okay, let's do a referendum. Let's see how popular this your thing is. Or restructure Nigeria. That's all. Sit down with these boys. Make them feel important. How did the unrest in Niger Delta died? Yaradua did dialogue. That's the best way. This thing, everything gone, bullet, everything, fight. Aggression, it will take us nowhere. The world is too civilized. Look at America. Look at the way they abuse Trump and they say everything. The guy with those bands and tweet again. He tweet and continue his life. That is what we call civilization. That is what we call. You can abuse me to hell. Say whatever you want to say. It doesn't stop it. I am the president and I am the commander in charge of wherever you are. You abuse, but I'm still your president. These things are just simple maturity. To fill a political office is not maturity. It's an appointment. I'm worried. I started talking about Biafra before this happened. And I'll say, let's kill this thing. Dialogue. Dialogue. Even we as fathers, our children will just do some things and we see it very stupid. But we have to give them audience. I just hear them and let them talk. And when they talk, what do? We talk and advise them. Sitting down at the table and talking, even to take us to discuss for 1 month. For life not to be lost is more important than losing lives. If we have to engage Nnamdi Kanu and all the Biafran discussing, young man, what do you want? Let's do night vigil in discussing than losing millions of souls. Discussion, dialogue will never kill anybody. But bullets will kill. Give Jesus.